Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio. We're your hosts, Jai Lynn and Lamont McPheron.
We are all in this
together. Oh, my busy, busy mind, how you do spin in so many directions, holding your many plates, thinking. Oh, my busy, busy mind, how do we let go of the past patterns and pave our way into the new world, free. It's a love rebellion, 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 it's a love rebellion. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Oh, my busy, busy mind, how I do wish to find a solution to heal our divided peoples. Oh, my busy, busy mind, it is time to be at peace and take a breath, be centered, grounded, rooted in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. It's a love rebellion, 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 it's a love rebellion. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio.
We are here. He is Monty.
She's Jai Lynn.
And we're here with Erin.
Hi, Erin.
How's it going?
Special guest, our monthly special guest.
Yeah. We got the Tao Te Ching.
Happening today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Before your ears.
Uh-huh.
Explore. So how are we doing today?
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of energy shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
feeling the fall.
Mm-hmm.
My Vedic astrology friend said September 8th and 9th are going to be very good active times. Borrow your book here.
Yeah.
Times to move forward with dreams. So
Good. So
keep
now
that
we
in
just
mind.
sit and write them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sit and hold
Get
that
ready.
Yeah. What do you
energy.
want to manifest?
Yeah. It's basically like time over the next week to say, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Do I really want to do it?
What do
Yeah.
I want my life to
What do I
look
have
like
to
a
do to make
year
that
from
happen?
now?
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
How do I want to feel?
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to feel?
How do I feel now? How's my current philosophy working for me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
An
all going to
interesting
tie so
question.
well.
I
into
know.
This verse. Uh-huh.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
verse, living contentment.
What number is that?
Number 3, third verse.
Of the Tao Te Ching.
The Tao Te Ching. This
Written
is
by Lao Tzu
Lao Tzu. And-
2,500 years ago.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And this version is by Wayne Dyer. Putting a value on status will create contentiousness. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal. By not displaying what is desirable, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. The sage governs by emptying minds and hearts, by weakening ambitions and strengthening bones. Practice not doing. When action is pure and selfless, everything settles into its own perfect place.
Right.
Yeah.
Selfless action.
Yeah.
Purifying our minds. I heard that.
Contentment.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Desiring less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think this really talked to me about the external desires again, and the hierarchy of trying to achieve and obtain and achieve and obtain. And in the last several months for myself, I've been trying to do less of that and live with less and live below my means, and it's a struggle after living the alternative way always. But I think this speaks to that, and having less and being happy with less.
I
will
love
create
that
joy.
I love that idea of living within your means, below your means. It's a practice that really isn't practiced much in America. We love our credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
And our stuff, and our status. That's
And our status,
viewing status as not like super important. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even nowadays, my status as a, as a right winger or a left winger or a Democrat or a Republican. I mean, that's all status things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a status statement, I believe.
Yeah, that's.
Can we let go of that and just be humans, perhaps?
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
saw something, and hate to bring Facebook up again, but I had seen something on Facebook about Kamala Harris and about how she's not being called by her last name, and some women's groups were upset about that, and my thought about that is that the start of a revolution, though, where we're taking that status and we're making that meaningless.
Oh.
And by not demanding, it's kind of like a doctor or a teacher where you have to put them above yourself in a status.
Mm-hmm.
And is it possible that in all areas we can remove that status and be cohesive?
Well,
and
that's it.
Collaborative.
Yeah, if we take away status, then we're all equals.
Yeah.
Essentially, and we're all. One way to do that is perhaps see us all as just spiritual beings, and then bam, we're equal.
And that's where I go with it, because I feel that all of this is basically voting for an old paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
And by putting our energy into it, we are voting. Just like if we buy high fructose corn syrup, we're voting on that kind of farming. If we go to the health food store and pick the organic apples, we're voting with our dollar. We're voting with our energy by caring about status, by caring about divisiveness, by thinking that it's going to make a difference in what's about to happen. And in my opinion, it doesn't have very much, like, there is no human that has power to control what is happening.
No, not one human.
No.
Not that we know right now anyways. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's about preparing ourselves for what's happening, which comes back to this verse of contentment and non-doing. I think personally that there is a balance between non-doing and meeting spirit halfway. In the meditations that I've learned, especially in the sense of creating a clairvoyant atmosphere, is the way it's been told to me is spirit is like way up here and my hand's like above my head, and our vibration is very earthy and it's grounded and physical and heavy just because of the nature of our bodies. So for us to reach spirit, first spirit has to reach down and we have to reach up. So there's a meeting, there's a mutual effort of connection, which spirit is always willing to make, but are we? And so when I think of non-action, I think that it's good to be inspired by spirit before acting.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also think it takes a lot of action.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work on your part to get there, to reach up.
But the way we really connect, I think, is by finding stillness.
Exactly. And
Which
that's
is
the non-doing.
Meditation.
Yeah, that's non-action in our mind. It's like finding just, boom, full-on connection with the present.
Absolutely.
And then we're connected. Boom. So I mean, it just depends how you look at it.
Right.
Right.
I just think it's a balance.
Yeah.
It's not one or the
finding
other.
moderation. If we could be
both.
in a place of stillness a moderate amount of time every day, we're much better off. Just psychologically and physically. Our stress will be way lower.
I have to put a shout out to my friend Carrie, one of my high school buddies. We got a chance to visit on Zoom recently. And he was telling me about his schedule and how he works at his online job. And he says he works for 50 minutes. He has a timer, and then he goes and does yoga or meditation or some kettlebells for 10 minutes. And I was like, why don't I do that?
Yeah.
What? I work from home. What am I doing?
Right. Or even a 2-minute walkabout or a 2-minute breathing, 5-minute breathing. Yeah. I was just reading a book about that, book called Brainwash. And that's part of the detox structure, is setting your time at work up to support those kinds of habits. By taking that walk, the break, the mental break, and going into yourself.
And I would suggest that even finding the stillness for 2 seconds is helpful. If our mind is, just busy ruminating and agitated, if we can just disrupt that pattern just for a few seconds, periodically throughout the day, we're in way better shape than just stuck in rumination. It's like, compulsive
Otherwise, we can do it all
overthinking.
day. We can really do it all day if we don't check ourselves.
Until we burn out and have major chronic fatigue and just crashed, cannot move a muscle.
Yell at the kids.
Yell at the kids, lash
whatever
out.
it is. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yell at your best friend.
Lots of negative self-talk.
Happens.
Yell at ourselves.
Yeah.
Lots of
How could I
yelling
make
at
that a
ourselves.
mistake?
Yeah.
And I think we collectively all do that too. But when we
Oh,
get
yeah.
lost in our what I would call trance or in our mind,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get down on ourselves, thinking, "Well, I should know better than to do that. I know all the tricks
been
to get
training
myself
for
out
so
of that." Yeah,
Totally.
But at least identifying it is the first step in getting out of it.
right.
Yep.
How many people are just caught in the compulsive
Yeah.
thinking and just like they feel that that's normal, that this is the way to be, and then they can't identify why they're agitated and feel like, oh,
Projection. It's your
I
fault.
need to drink a 6-pack,
Yeah,
relax my mind.
Yeah.
I need to sit in front of the TV for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever it is. I mean, we all have our techniques of relaxing our mind, and I'm just suggesting that we can get there naturally and in a healthy way. You know, just through
Absolutely.
mindfulness training.
And it just starts with awareness.
Yeah, well, and noticing, being mindfully aware of your own thinking.
Thoughts.
Yeah,
Metacognition.
being the consciousness behind your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Instead of your thoughts running you, guess what? You can run your thoughts. Yeah.
The master
Learn
of your
to be
own
the director.
mind.
Yeah.
You get to create your own story.
Mhm.
And when your story, when your story comes to an impasse, you get to recreate it, and
Yeah.
I think about that a lot with well, maybe the radio doesn't all know, but with my husband passing away, I could be at an impasse or I can recreate my story
Yeah.
because relationship is a big part of your story
Yeah.
and companionship.
Yeah.
And you become a new person. You just, that connection is no longer there and
Yeah.
it's wide open
It is wide open.
to create.
And all of us are super powerful manifestors.
Right.
That's what we need to come to grips with. We're not powerless beings just like being pushed around by various forces. I mean, we can be that way
yeah.
if our minds are totally agitated and just like
Right.
freaking out.
Allowing external, and this goes to that status again, allowing external things outside of ourselves to run our day.
Yeah.
And I experience it on a regular basis right now, just in the political division without talking politics.
Yeah.
But you see something and it starts to go in your mind and you start racing and you get upset and you other that person that said or you saw. Right now, honestly, it's just coming up with signs. And then you start othering people and it just creates so much
Pain.
and psychobabble in your head.
Yes.
Right? Just that's not even real.
And you're shooting yourself in the foot because then you can't really manifest the life that you
want.
that you're destined to lead. Essentially, I think we're all destined. Well, who knows? But
Right. So in a way, I always think about I can't be put in a box. And Jay shared a song with me this week that was about being in a box and working out of that box. But in a way, you kind of have to be in a box, but be open to it all. But stay in your box so you're not getting so triggered by all the external things on Facebook and just focus on your own box
Yeah,
and
we
what you
gotta
want to create.
Boundaries.
push back on Facebook.
Yes.
Take days off.
Yeah.
I've been taking Monday through Thursday off.
Yeah.
And there's new social media, conscious social media right on the forefront.
And that's exciting too, to be able to still attach to something maybe that makes you feel good. That's something in this book. So the book Brainwash that I read this last week is about nutritional changes and doing a detox, a mostly plant-based diet for your health, for your gut microbiome.
Yeah.
But the struggle is trying to get people to embrace it and make the changes.
Right.
So it starts basically with mindfulness and being aware of your thoughts and going through that process as being the first step in any process, which we've seen hundreds of times with AA. I mean, what's the first step?
Yeah.
To
Become aware.
that you have a problem.
Yeah.
And similar with food. And it's just fascinating how we can create our own health too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and just that the mind is the foundation of our lives.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to respect it. We don't respect culturally speaking, we have the tendency, we'll just overdose on Facebook and video gaming and TV and radio and whatever.
Sugar and
right. Sugar, alcohol,
PC-ness.
Yep.
bread. I
Yeah.
mean, just the whole thing. I
Pasta.
mean, we can overdose
Carbs.
on all this stuff, and we're not respecting our minds.
Mm-hmm.
And our minds are these incredible, incredible manifesting instruments,
Mm-hmm.
potentially.
Yeah.
You know, what do we want to manifest?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking about making the world a better place. How do we do that? We start with our own minds.
I completely
Mm-hmm.
agree.
We don't start by like hating other people. That's not the way, you know.
Erin, do you know about the gut-brain axis?
Yeah.
To
So I'm
say a little
learning
bit.
some about it. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I've read recently that 90 to 95% of our serotonin is made in our gut. And in order to make that, we have to have a healthy gut microbiome.
What's serotonin do?
So serotonin is the chemical in our bodies that creates happiness. Basically, it's our chemical for that we treat with SSRIs. So with the antidepressant medications, increases the serotonin, I believe, that is produced in the brain. So that would be the other 5 to 10% is produced in the brain. So the SSRIs increase that serotonin, but they can't do anything to the gut. They can't really help the gut. So you have to heal your gut in order to produce more serotonin. And it's just fascinating because I see my generation as being the first generation to be highly on SSRIs or antidepressants. And my generation is also we're the first or second generation to be fed industrial food.
Yep.
So in the 70s is when industrial food came on the shelves, and that's, my parents and then my generation. So we're all on SSRIs, but I'm excited because the next generation, I even see patients sometimes, young kids, they're so aware of their mind and their body and their guts.
That's
So
good news.
The other key thing that I'll say about that is one thing I'm reading lately is really talking about diversity in plants. So it's not just a plant-based diet. Like if you eat celery and lettuce and carrots every day, your gut microbiome is never going to be in harmony because you're going to be getting the same nutrients. And it's really the mix, like
Of everything.
eating 60 different plant-based foods every week.
So
We're
is
really
it-
having variety.
Is it good that I had bacon this morning?
I won't speak to that. Our good friend
usually
Tony,
don't.
of course, would say yes.
Yeah, I usually
It was
don't.
our first time.
I
having
figured I need
bacon
to
in a while.
change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do want to speak to the gut brain axis
Yeah.
too. And one thing that I've found is it's true that you can absolutely focus on the gut and that can help the brain. But without the good foundation of mental health
Yeah.
that can continually repattern the gut, even if you do shift your diet. So it's this it's a gut brain axis, meaning they feed each other, they fuel each other.
Yeah.
So you have to address both for actual growth and healing.
Yeah. And I think if we were to say the chicken or the egg, I think it can work anyway. It's very individual. It's not saying that you have to do mindfulness first. You have to change the way you see food first. But either or, but they both they'll naturally happen for evolution. To sustain the change, I would almost venture to say they have to happen, both of them, to have a sustainable
sustain it,
lifestyle change.
Yeah, the mental and physical diet.
Yeah.
Because I personally, my
Pay
story
attention to that.
is that I went for the gut first.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know the gut brain axis. I just didn't know I had all the stuff in my backpack. But I focused on the gut. I focused on yoga. I really over and over, I was adapting my diet to heal my gut since I was 18. Just with all my focus and all of my effort and every ounce of spare time, I was researching how do I heal my gut because there's something wrong. And until I met Monty, which was 6 years ago, I did not get the brain piece. And it was almost around the same time he's sharing about mindfulness and starting to explain what mindfulness is. And yoga does support mindfulness, but it doesn't straight up talk about mindfulness. Well, I mean, it does, but I hadn't found it yet.
Then. Yeah.
I hadn't found that part. And at the same time, I found this book called The Gut-Brain Axis. And I read that and I was like, oh, this is why it doesn't matter how many probiotics I take. It doesn't matter how little I eat dairy or sugar or fruit. I mean, I had cut fruit out for years. Now I eat it again. But until I was able to face my negative self-talk, which was absolutely horrible, my worst case scenarios, which were debilitating.
Yeah.
I could not.
So then when you
heal
healed
my
your gut, you were able to heal the self-talk?
Or
start
I had
to?
Yeah. I mean, healing the gut came first for me, but it was not sustainable. I was continually, for decades, trying to heal my gut, and it would not stay healthy. I would get sick every fall in this really yucky way.
Yeah.
And then Monty introduces mindfulness and metacognition and negative self-talk and being able to become aware of these patterns of thought that were definitely my rulers.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was able to go, oh, that's a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. And that took about 2 years of focus to get control.
Yeah.
A little bit of control. Enough control.
I was going to say,
that,
and now you're enlightened.
No. That is what I feel like. I haven't been sick in 2.5, 3 years now. And I'm able to eat fruit and I can have cheese here and there. Not often, but here and there. So I really think that they are a couple. They're married, and we can focus on one, but without the other, we're not
and our
able to
immune
sustain
system
it.
is so tied to our gut too. Just fascinating.
Absolutely.
So we heal our gut, and then we can fight viruses like COVID.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've asked myself in the past, what would be harder for me, a terrible mental diet or a terrible physical diet? Which one would take me down quicker, and I would almost vote for like eating really crappy food and just
having a really good mental diet.
Yeah.
Carolyn Mace
it's
would
good to
agree
have both.
with you.
It's good to have both for sure.
Carolyn Mace, she has a quote, and she says that if you have a healthy mind, you can eat cat food. And that's her quote.
And for health of the physical body or health of the mind,
the whole thing, the whole system.
Yep.
Yeah,
you know
that you can digest cat food.
I just wonder how
mind.
Can you really avoid obesity with a healthy mind?
I think
probably.
You probably can.
Because you're probably more active, and I know people who don't eat so well, but they're active and they're still healthy. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool, but I guess one point that's important to make is like the mental, in our culture, the physical diet is seen as like of utmost importance for a lot of people, but the mental diet is mostly overlooked. And we need to take both of these seriously, and then we can have a healthy mental diet and a healthy physical diet, and bam,
we have a healthy world.
We're feeling better at that point. And we have more clarity. We're more apt to discover what our dharma is, our purpose, and move in that direction. We have much less negative self-talk. We're kinder to ourselves. Therefore, we're kinder to other people. I mean, you see all these people like just calling each other names and all this. I'm like, boy, I wonder what they do to themselves when they make a mistake.
Right.
You know, because we all make mistakes. The question is, when I make a mistake, am I going to attack myself emotionally? You know,
Right.
and,
Or how quickly will I recover from
Right.
that?
How
yeah,
long
or
will I
how much
attack
how much
myself?
will I attack myself? You
Yeah.
know,
That's
because we
my
all have
thing.
some of that. You know, because it's
Yeah.
not
Right.
it's kind of human nature. But if we can counter it and be like, okay, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm a human. Humans make mistakes. Okay,
Yes,
I
they
made
do.
one.
Mhm.
And you know something? I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to try and not make that mistake again. And then therefore, this mistake actually served a purpose. I forgive myself. Boom.
I love it.
You know, that's it. And then we learn that forgiveness piece. And then we can forgive others. You know, boom.
Much easier.
And then the world's a much more peaceful place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
You know.
experienced just that with virtual conversation this week. And, you know, I've been, for a long time, I'll do something that's virtual that I know should be in person.
Yeah.
And I know intuitively that it's probably not the best choice, but I still go with it anyways. And I experienced that this week with a conversation that I initiated that I then later regretted
Yeah.
and then had to go through just that process of forgiving myself, using it as a lesson, like, okay, here is the proof in the pudding, Erin. You just can't have these virtual conversations. And then make the shift to change and to grow.
Make
Absolutely.
amends, you know, and move forward. Wiser, that much wiser, that much more connected to the present. And
Presence is so important. Oh my gosh.
And if we can just keep going back to it, like Monty said earlier with your mind, and if it goes and ruminates, you know, and you just take a few seconds throughout your day to come back to presence, but even just trying to catch it right away and stay in presence and know your limits, your boundaries, what does truly impact your day and what doesn't.
yeah.
And just focus on being present.
And just notice when you're ruminating. That's the thing. You notice it and you identify it. I am ruminating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my mind is ruminating. What do it's almost better like
My mind is spinning out of control.
Yeah. How do I
That
bring this
sounds like
back?
me.
You know,
Right.
what mindfulness skill can I use, or what can I do? Should I go for a bike ride? You know, whatever. Should I just like wrestle my mind away from this thing it's ruminating about? It's not very easy, you know.
Yeah.
But even if we can find just a couple seconds of freedom from that thought, the mind is able to relax a little bit. That's 2 seconds of peace of mind, you know, and then that could lead to 10 seconds of peace of mind. And the mind is able to relax. You're able to get more centered. Then ultimately just let go of the rumination, you know, somehow or another.
And then others come and gravitate to it, and they start to build a mindfulness practice. And then we have what I like to call herd mindfulness. Like herd
Yeah, let's do it.
immunity. Herd mindfulness.
Well, it's
It's true.
the collective consciousness. It's a real thing. I mean, and we look at our culture now, so many people, we're just caught up in this like collective, like unhealthy state. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people, at least
We're all
on
working
Facebook.
on it.
We're all
We're
working
all
on it,
working on
yeah.
it wherever we're at, no matter
Even if we are
what
more
we're
mindful.
resonating. Yep. What we're resonating, what vibe we're resonating with. We're still working on our shadow, and we have to work on our shadow because that's, you know, the brighter we get, the more obvious our shadow gets, and the more we have to deal with it. We have to, you know, it's just like the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, you know, you have to deal with the amygdala being too vigilant.
Too big.
And you have to be like, oh, okay, my stress response is right on it. Like, okay, I got to deal with this. This is my shadow, you know. But I do want to tie in the third verse a little bit more. And I wanted to talk about this part that really bothered me. I think it's worth mentioning.
In the Tao Te Ching.
In the Tao Te Ching, and the sage governs by emptying minds and hearts, by weakening ambitions and strengthening bones.
Mm.
And
Strengthening bones. So
the
be
strengthening
healthier.
bones is definitely where we've been talking
Talking.
about that.
Right.
Like strengthening our health
Healthy self.
Yeah.
and our resilience.
Yeah.
But the weakening ambitions, and I have to say that this was the best version of this verse. The other ones really just like made me be like, WTF, I don't like
understand.
this.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I have been called ambitious, like
Mm.
as a superpower. And y'all know me, I am a go-getter. Let's do it.
Mhm.
We want to make something happen. Let's do it. I don't want
Mhm.
to talk about it forever,
Mhm.
you know? And I'm like that. But I want to hear your opinion on it because that really was hard for me.
Mhm.
Why would you want to weaken someone's ambition? Who's going to farm if you take away their ambition to do it?
Sure. Well, I wonder if it's speaking of connecting ambition to ego.
Probably.
And right.
Ego
so
ambition.
ego ambition and
Okay.
Yeah. That's
something
good.
that isn't for your own self and your soul. So if you're ambitious about a project that is meaningful to you and
Mhm.
it's in alignment with your intentions, the way you want to live your life,
Yeah.
then that ambition is good. But if you're just ambitious and racing and trying to
Comparing yourself to
obtain the
others.
next status,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. If you're ambitious to just like,
right,
improve your status,
right,
then it's like a lose.
mhm.
Because that's selfish desire.
Well, I'm trying to like say I'm better than you or whatever. If I'm
Mhm.
raising my status, rather than
Because it's a pyramid.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Or
status
a
seen is yeah.
staircase or a ladder.
Well, it's the ego reality.
We can
right?
even get stuck in our ambition for healing ourselves. I mean, I'm guilty of it.
I'm guilty of that.
I'll get
for
super
sure.
focused on just healing myself and very ambitious about it,
Yeah.
but then nothing else is happening in life.
Well, you think of it, ambition
Well, that's
too.
okay because you got to get
Yeah.
healthy.
Well, ambition too
Right?
is it's a
But maybe
it's
I
like
should
a
be working on other
concept.
things. There may be other problems that I should. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is.
Well, if you're
Yeah.
obsessed with whatever, your mind is too busy. Ambitious.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
concept,
okay.
and
It's
it's
not
like we need
balanced.
to find more stillness.
It's the stillness. It's
Yeah,
Right.
it's like, I need to achieve this. I need to achieve this. I need to achieve this. I need, it's like, whoa, just chill out. Just
Mhm.
be,
right.
I mean,
and then
so maybe
do.
finding balance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things Abraham Hicks talks about is waiting for the impulse. So your to-do list is insanely huge and long and don't know where to start. You sit down and meditate, clear your mind, get still, and wait for the impulse of spirit telling you that's what you do first.
Right.
So is that the balance?
Probably.
Getting still,
yeah.
waiting for the impulse?
Or just like your friend said, I work for 50 minutes and then I go and I do yoga. And it's that balance of stillness and ambition.
Yeah. And then we're actually able to achieve what we're meant to achieve. We're able to find our dharma and achieve it.
So I guess if
Purpose.
Lao Tzu could have clarified with me, if I could have had the conversation with him
Yeah.
about weakening versus balancing, I think I'd be more comfortable.
I think you should
with
just
that.
rewrite the Tao Te Ching because that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, there's so many versions. They're all different. Well, just
Yeah.
write your own and put
This
in
one
balance.
was the best one that
Right.
I've seen so far.
Well, you can improve it though.
I'll
yeah,
improve
you could
it.
write it to your life.
Jai Lynn's version of the Tao Te Ching.
Oh,
Translated
that's
by Jai Lynn.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll marry the Bhagavad Gita with the Tao Te Ching and
Yeah.
we'll have something really awesome.
Huh.
Yep.
See, there it is.
There it is. Ooh,
The
there
next-
it is.
Sounds like a great ambition.
There it is. Awesome. Well, I think we should tie it up, folks.
All right.
And any final words for our listeners?
Oh, just love each other.
Love ourselves.
And love
Love
ourselves.
Forgiveness for ourselves, and finding stillness.
Take
and
steps towards a healthy mind and a
mental
healthy gut.
diet is crucial in this world.
Yeah, and we thank you for listening.
Yeah.
It's symbiotic relationship we got going on here. I mean, we'll talk. We love talking. We have lots of good conversations, but it's nice to be heard. So we're very grateful for you out there, and request that you share with your friends if it's meaningful. And till the next show.
Yep. We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
That's real.
Enjoy your September 8th and 9th.
Reality. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all. We're going to take this opportunity to relax. Allowing the sounds to soothe you, nurture you, and give you a moment to be at peace. Not striving, not trying to do anything in particular. Just being here and now. Notice your breath. Making sure to exhale all the way, emptying out fully, and then filling up completely with ease and grace. Your whole lungs filling up from the bottom to the top, from the back to the front, allowing your sides to expand. Really imagining yourself completely at home in your body, relaxed, present, consciously breathing, aware, and at peace with all parts of the world. In this moment, there's nothing to try to fix, nothing to try to change. Just feeling the breath, just being present, completely here and now, here and now. This moment, here and now. Sensing yourself relaxing, becoming more peaceful in your body. The breath slowing down, becoming more full and deep. In your mind's eye, bringing your awareness to the top of your head. Imagining that you can breathe in and out of the top of your head. Allowing the top of your head to feel and sense energy. Feeling this energy vital, vibrant. In your mind's eye, welcoming benevolent energy into your crown, welcoming the divine. drawing the divine energy, the benevolent energy down from the crown as you inhale, down the crown, down through the core of the body into the sits bones, pelvic floor. As you exhale, pressing that energy down the leg bones, knees, shins, ankles, feet, down into the ground. Inhale, top of the head, down the core of the body into the sits bones, pelvic bowl. Exhale, down the legs, knees, shins, ankles, feet, into the earth. Continue breathing like this, grounding the divine energy, being the grounding rod of this prevalent divine energy, allowing it to cleanse any tension, cleanse obstacles, cleanse negative mind patterns, and just allowing yourself to be here and now, present with this divine energy, with your breath, drawing the energy down on the inhale through the spine into the sits bones, pelvic bowl. Exhale down the thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet, earth. Noticing if there's any tension on the way down through the core, allowing your face to be relaxed, neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed, bottom of the rib cage relaxed, low back relaxed, hips relaxed, tailbone relaxed, legs relaxed, feet relaxed. A few more, breathing this energy down from the top of the head, down the core of the body into the sits bones. Exhale, down the legs, really opening your mind's eye. What does it feel like to have this energy drawn down? Consciously drawing this energy down, sensing what does it feel like, noticing the obstacles, the challenges, the tension just melting away, washing away, leaving you more present, more here and now, more open to whatever happens next. A few more. And bringing your hands to the upper belly, right below where the rib cage ends in the front, above the belly button. Just feel the warmth of your hands and imagine that you can breathe in and out of the solar plexus. Feeling the heat of your hands, allowing yourself to focus deeper into this energy. Breathing fully into the bottom of the lungs, from the back to the front, filling the sides. Allowing your adrenals to relax, your kidneys to relax, liver, gallbladder, stomach. Really focusing in here, honoring this part of your body. Keep breathing deeply. Relaxed and conscious, aware, observing, witnessing, noticing what you notice, not forcing anything, consciously breathing, consciously witnessing, feeling the heat of the hands. Continue to focus on the solar plexus, allowing yourself to sense your willpower, your inspiration, motivation, sensing your own personal sun, your own personal compass. Scanning over the body again, noticing the face, throat, neck, shoulders, upper back, lower back, rib cage, stomach, hips, pelvic bowl, tailbone, legs, knees, shins, ankles, feet. If there's any tension, any old patterns of pain, continue breathing into the solar plexus and allow your mind to wander, going to these centers of pain and just offering some love and compassion, and ask, is there a message that you want me to hear in this moment? Ask your pain directly. What is the message you wish me to know? And taking a few more breaths, focusing, releasing, honoring your pain as a messenger. One more breath, focusing in this way. And then bringing your awareness back to the breath itself. A couple more grounding breaths, bringing the divine energy, the benevolent energy from the crown as you inhale down the core of the body, slowly releasing all tension, opening all channels, down into the sits bones. Exhale down the thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet, into the ground. Inhale, top of the head, down the core, to the pelvic bowl and sits bones. Exhale down the legs, into the feet, into the ground. One more. Here and now, we are present. What a beautiful thing. Becoming more and more mindful with our intention. Together, helping each other, being present with each other. So, my friends, again, we thank you for being present, for giving this, your effort, giving this your attention and awareness. We have one more song for you, and then we're gonna call it good for the week, all right? I wish you the best. Have a wonderful September. Much love, compassion. All right. Be well. Thank you for your presence. You've been listening to Mindflow Radio. You can support Mindflow Radio on Patreon and get exclusive content access. Big gratitude to Lotus Head for their mindful music, keeping us in the flow. A shout out to our sponsors, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. Online, visit www.imi.earth. For ideas, questions, or comments, contact us by email, connect@imi.earth. Many blessings on our health and peaceful evolution. We are all in this together.